This is Dave with XMD Northwest. I'm here with Matt of Ashes to New. So how are you enjoying the Warped Tour, man?
It's been good, man. It's been hot. But it's been good, you know. It's almost over. We're second to last day here, so looking forward to some time off before the next tour.
So what's it like to see so many genres on one tour and so many stages?
You know, with the support from the fans, it shows you that, no matter how many people talk about rock is dead, they're lying. You know, they're full of shit. Rock's not dead. It's alive and well, and it's out here on Van's Warped Tour.
Do you think it benefits or hinders the fan base with so many genres and so many stages?
I think it benefits it because I think that it gives people the opportunity to discover things in different areas of the rock industry. You know, one of my takes on genres and some subgenres and things like that, it's like, you know, you can classify music all you want, but if it's rock, it's rock. If it's metal, it's metal. You keep creating all these stupid subgenres and you keep diversifying the industry and spreading the fan base apart. We should be bringing it together instead of driving it apart.
I guess that kind of goes with Metallica now being considered a classic band, classic rock band on radio stations.
I would imagine that would make someone younger might not want to listen to Metallica. You know what I mean? We get that too with the classification of us because we rap and, you know, we have rock and we rap and it's considered a little taboo these days, but it's like, you know, I think it's all personal preference. I don't think we should be following what other people say about specific genres of music or, you know, what somebody else's opinion is. You know, make your own opinion. Stop thinking about what everybody else is thinking about. Think about what you want to think about.
So after Warped, you said you got another tour that you guys will be doing. What all do you have planned to finish out 2016?
So we're still working on something for later in the fall, like going into winter. But our next tour's in Canada with Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach, and 6 AM. So we toured with Five Finger and Papa Roach last fall. In this moment instead of 6 AM, so it was almost the same tour, but it was a U.S. tour, so we're stoked to get back out. It's almost a year later, same tour almost in Canada, so it should be real good.
With today's technology and cell phones, a lot of bands like Slipknot and Marilyn Manson have always voiced their opinion about cell phones recording them. What's your stance on it?
You know, I think it's different in different cultures, right? I mean, you know, I think that the culture that we live in is we're really into this thing. Man, I got mine sitting right beside me right now, you know. So, you know, some people want to take a piece of what they're doing home with them, and I don't have a problem with that. The way that I see it is they're not only watching us once while they're there, they're watching us again and again and again and again and again. And a band like myself, you know, From Ashes to New, we're growing right now, you know. So, the more you want to record it and share it on social media, you go ahead and have at it. You know, when we were in Japan though, we did a couple shows over in Japan, and those fans over there, they don't use cell phones at all. So I mean, they use them, but during the show, you don't see a single phone. So like, if you were to look up From Ashes to New in Japan, you're not going to find any fan footage. There was not a single cell phone in the air during the entire time we played over there, and those were sold out venues. It was intense, man. So, you know, like I said, it's a culture thing.
But isn't the crowd rules there different than what you see in other countries like Europe and here, where the fans are standing, moshing?
They're pretty nuts, man. You know, we have some videos of our own that you can find. They are into it. I think it's just culture, you know. I mean, I think that some people live to be in the moment, and some people want to take the memory home with them. And you know, I'm one of those people. It's like, hey, you know, do what you want to do in life, as long as it's not directly affecting people in a negative way. You know, do what you want to do. I don't care what you want to do. It's on you.
Well, with piracy, you know, on the internet, and of course, it's made album sales drop through the last decade or so.
You ain't kidding, man.
But yet, vinyl and cassettes are now becoming a big thing for a lot of bands and becoming big sellers again, to where they're actually seeing a lot of bands sell a lot of albums on release dates. Where do you see our industry going in the future?
Man, you know, I don't think piracy, I mean, piracy is terrible, obviously, either way you look at it. I don't think that people know that it's directly affecting the artist, because before I became an artist, I didn't know that piracy was directly affecting people. Now, I was one of those people who collected the album, you know. I kind of had every album from every band that I liked. I collected it. It was kind of like my thing. It got stolen from me, but, you know, that sucked. But, I don't know where I see the industry going, to be honest, man. I mean, I think that it kind of, it is where it is. And I think it's, you know, it's creating these subgenres and stuff. I think that's hurting the music industry more than anything. I mean, you're spreading people out too thin. Not only that, like, everybody in the world can have a band these days. You know, it used to be back, you know, even just 10, 15 years ago, if you weren't good at what you did, you couldn't be in a band. Like, or you could, you just wouldn't have a career in it. You know, now, with computer technology and everything there is, you know, you don't even have to know how to sing. You can just be some random schmo, and then you can auto-tune yourself, and boom, you have a band if you can write catchy hooks. So I think that that's hurting the industry more than piracy and all that stuff. I think that it's oversaturated the market, and the market became incredibly watered down. And I think that there's just, you're able to kind of get whatever you want wherever you go, you know. So it's not like back in the day where there was like 10 bands, you know. It was like 10 good bands, and then you had like kind of all the bands below them, but there was only like 10 top bands. Now it's like, now it's, you know, thousands. I can't even keep up with it anymore. So.
Well, nowadays, being someone that's been in the industry for 30 years plus years, you see a lot of bands that no longer can perform what they record digitally. Do you not feel that it hinders the industry as well?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It oversaturates the market, you know. You know, you hear it and you're like, oh, that's great. You know, I can't tell you how many times I hear, oh, that's a great record. They're great in the studio. They suck live, but they're great in the studio. It's like, no, listen, man. Like, if they suck live, it's because they suck. Like, it's not because they're great in one place and they suck in another place. It's because studio magic. You know, I mean, it goes the same with the movies. Now, I love it in the movies. You know, because it makes the movies awesome. Don't get me wrong, but in the music industry, it's hurting it. We can't act. This is not acting. I mean, yes, we're performers on stage, but you still need to be able to do your part. If you can't do your part, then you should probably just stop.
So, what's some of the bands that you really enjoyed seeing that you've never seen on this tour?
Man, a lot of them. I haven't seen a lot of these bands. You know, we're real new, so we're like a year and a half into touring. I've broke down quite a bit with the guys in Ice Nine Kills. Those guys are really cool dudes. Spencer's a really good guy. And we're on the Monster South stage, we're on the Monster North stage, so it's kind of like back and forth, the word alive. I mean, I could go all day. We toured with Fall in Reverse last year, so seeing those guys again is real good. I missed Bullet. They were only out for 4 dates, and I was busy, so I wasn't able to see Bullet, so I was a little pissed off about that. But I mean, like I say, you can go all day. There's a list, man, and you know, I think if you pulled a different band member in, from our band, each member would probably have a different list. We'd probably cover all the bands on Warped Tour.
So, with the presidential election coming up, where do you stand on it?
That's a dumpster fire. That's where I stand.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, can I vote for a potato? Like, I mean, let's vote potatoes. Because I think that they may be more intelligent than our candidates at this point. You know, I don't know, man. It's all a gimmick, right? You know, it's all publicity, and once it's done, it is what it is, you know. I voted once in my life, and I'm not going to get into politics, bro. This is a dumpster fire.
I love it.
I think.
Well, this is Dave with XMD. This is Matt with Ashes to Nude. Definitely want to get out there and check them out. And once again, brother, thanks for your time, and thanks for what you do.
I appreciate you having me, man.